All right, some news just coming in a swift response to an SOS from a distressed offshore coastal vessel, MV Coastal Pride. The Navy and the Coast Guard swung into action and rescued 14 crew members of the ill-fated vessel. MV Coastal Pride, a cement carrier, sank off 75 nautical miles northwest of Mumbai. The Navy launched a Sea King chopper, whereas Coast Guard launched 2 Chetaks for the rescue operation. The rescued crew was safely evacuated. That is the latest information that's coming into this dramatic rescue that took place from MV Coastal Pride. That's a coastal vessel. It sent out a distress message this morning, after which the Navy and the Coast Guard got into action. Now 14 people were rescued from this ill-fated vessel. It sank off 75 nautical miles northwest of Mumbai. Those are the details that are coming in. And the Navy launched a Sea King chopper, whereas the Coast Guard launched 2 Chetaks for the rescue operation. Jugal Purohit is now joining us with more details. Jugal, have all the crew members been rescued?
Yes, Maha, indeed, all the 14 crew members have been rescued and they've been taken to a place called Umargaon, which is a coastal area in the northern Maharashtra region, to be specific. What we do know right now is that this was a cement carrier which was traversing the waters of north of Mumbai, which is when early this morning there was a distress alarm which was raised by the ship's crew, the master, and immediately the mechanism being there is a maritime rescue coordination center which is operated, manned by the Indian Coast Guard. That maintains a direct communication line with all the vessels which ply in and around Mumbai. In fact, in the zone in which the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center functions. And of course, the immediate alert was given to the authorities of the Indian Coast Guard. They themselves got ready, and the good part about the location where this happened is that not only is it very close to Mumbai, but it's also close to Daman, which both of which areas have aerial assets of the Indian Coast Guard. And not surprisingly, a naval seeking a much bigger helicopter which can carry more number of people than the Chetak, which can carry at the most 2 or 3 people. So a seeking was launched which carried the bulk of the people out of that ship, the sinking vessel, and Chetaks were also launched, 2 of them, which brought the others back. In a sense, a picture perfect operation, also once again highlighting just how seas are rough of Mumbai at this time of the year.
Jugal, do we have any idea? Is there any information of what exactly happened to this vessel?
Well, Maha, those details will take time to arrive, but what we do know is, as I've just explained, there was an alert which the ship's master had raised, and it was carrying cement, and based on that alert is when the entire chain got activated, and as a result of this location being between 2 aerial bases of the Indian Coast Guard as well as the Navy, the rescue was picture perfect, it was swift, and all the 14 lives, the most important part of the entire affair, have been saved, and they are right now in the northern Maharashtra coastal town of Umargaon.
And Jugal, then we presume that the weather this morning was okay for the Navy and the Coast Guard to carry out that operation, because remember, just 2 days back there was another similar operation, but it was hampered because of bad weather initially.
That's right, Maha, but you know, fortunately, as these visuals tell us, the weather, of course, was not up to the mark, but then in cases where lives are involved, you do not wait for the perfect weather to arrive. So in that sense, these helicopters, especially the Sea King helicopter, which is a more powerful, a more agile helicopter, is trained to operate in environment which may not be completely called as suitable environment, but nevertheless, tasks like these do arrive, and helicopters have very often flown in the harm's way to get lives saved. And in this particular instance, though the weather was not as bad as the operation that you're referring to, nevertheless it was a challenging task which was completed in the picture perfect manner.
Jugal, help us understand, what's the training given to the crew members in a situation of this sort? Even though an SOS was sent out, what if help comes in a little late? What's the training that the crew has?
Well, Maha, do you refer to the ship's crew or the...
Yes, the vessel.
Okay, well, what happens is that every vessel has a direct communication link with the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center, which is manned by the Indian Coast Guard. Now, in terms of the crew itself, they are completely aware of the ship's stability, of the ship's capability, the ship's age. Many a times we've seen that in the waters of Mumbai, extremely old vessels have often, come in at a time when the sea is extremely rough, despite the Director General of Shipping actually clamping down on them, not effectively, of course. So there are several of these questions. The ship crew is absolutely aware of the ship's vulnerabilities.
Jugal, I'll hold you there for a bit. We are getting in the soundbite of the Navy PRO DK Sharma. Let's listen into him first.
मैं आपको ये बता दूं कि इस वक्त वेस्ट कोस्ट पे सी इतना रफ है कि विंड्स जो हैं 60 से लेकर 100 किलोमीटर प्रति घंटा से चल रही हैं और जो सी स्टेट है वो 5 से 6 के बीच में है, जिसका मतलब ये होता है कि 30 फुट से 60 फुट की लहरें चल रही हैं। और आज सुबह 6:30 बजे हमें एक SOS मिला था फ्रॉम मर्चेंट वेसल कॉल्ड एज कोस्टल प्राइड, जो कि एक सीमेंट कैरियर है। तो 6:30 बजे उनका जब हमारे को SOS मिला था, दैट टाइम वी इमीडिएटली रिस्पॉन्डेड, इंडियन नेवी एज वेल एज द इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड, वी इमीडिएटली रिस्पॉन्डेड बाय सेंडिंग वन सी किंग फ्रॉम कोलाबा एंड फ्रॉम दमन वी सेंट चेतक्स। और जब तक कि एयरक्राफ्ट वहाँ पहुँचे, पहले दो दमन से जो थे, दिस पोजीशन ऑफ ये जो कोस्टल प्राइड का पोजीशन है, ये दमन से करीब 25 नॉटिकल माइल्स साउथ है और बॉम्बे से करीब 78 नॉटिकल माइल्स नॉर्थ वेस्ट पे है। तो सीकिंग को जाने में टाइम लगा, तब तक चेतक वहाँ पहुँच गए थे और 2 बारी उन्होंने 3-3 करके लोगों को बाहर निकाला था। दैट मीन्स अभी उसके अंदर 8 आदमी और थे, बट जब तक हमारा सीकिंग वहाँ पहुँचा तो ये शिप डूब चुका था और सीकिंग ने वहाँ खड़े होकर इस टफ कंडीशंस में 6 आदमी निकाले और 2 आदमी सीकिंग ने चेतक ने निकाले। तो इस पूरी कार्रवाई के बीच में, जो कि 1-1.5 घंटा चली, हमने सारे के सारे लोगों को निकाल लिया है। सबको सेफली हम उमरगांव ले आए हैं।
फिर क्या किस तरीके की किस तरीके की SOS कॉल किस तरीके का आया था? क्या कोई
SOS कॉल ये था कि दे वांटेड इमीडिएट हेल्प तो तभी मांगेंगे जब उनके यहाँ पानी भरने लग गया था और वो सीमेंट कैरियर है, तो लिहाजा उनका डिस्प्लेसमेंट बहुत बढ़ते जा रहा था और उन्होंने दे मस्ट हैव स्मेल्ट द प्रॉब्लम और इमीडिएटली SOS किया। तो वी केम इनटू एक्शन एंड वी आर ऑलवेज रेडी। एंड वैसे भी आजकल मौसम इतना टाइट चल रहा है और इतना खतरनाक विंड्स हैं, सी स्टेट बहुत हैवी है, मानसून का पूरा प्रकोप है, तो हमारे हेलीकॉप्टर।
All right, that was the Navy PRO DK Sharma taking us through that operation where 14 crew members of a vessel MV Coastal Pride were rescued this morning after they sent out a distress message.